Good morning, job seekers, and welcome to Lucas County Jobs in the 419. Well, it's the fourth week, and I promised you a new hot job tip. So we're going to talk a little bit about landing the interview. If you can remember, in the week one hot job tip, we talked about outcome-based resumes, and we talked about your branding on LinkedIn. And then we showcased information about that referral that you can get maybe from a colleague that you know to help you get your foot in the door. And now we're going to talk about landing the interview. Well, one of the things that the information I had cited was that people sometimes don't feel very confident when they go for an interview. I mean, let's face it, the nerves are there. You're wondering whether or not someone's going to like you. Are you going to be able to get all the information out? So one of the questions that you might want to ask yourself is, do I sound confident? Was I rushing with my answers? Did I actually answer all the questions in the manner in which the employer was hoping they'd be answered? So these are some of those things that you might want to question. I said to myself one day, maybe I need to have somebody actually help me do a mock interview, because if I am questioning myself, perhaps somebody might hear these things and bring them to my attention, and then I would be able to correct the situation. So I do encourage people to maybe have somebody conduct a mock interview. If you don't have anyone, maybe you can talk to yourself in your mirror, kind of get an idea and record some of your answers. Because one of the things that I recently stumbled upon, and actually it was this morning I had heard about interviewing, and one of the questions that's been coming up recently is about work-life balance and how people are answering this question in an interview. And I thought to myself, I've seen a few job postings where they've been putting information in the benefits section about work-life balance. And so they must feel that this is an important thing for the job seeker out there, that they're looking for this. And so a few articles had put to light that you have to be very strategic in how you approach this interview question, because you could really sound kind of selfish because you are asking for a job and you're getting paid to do a job, but yet you need time to be away from the job. So it sounds a little challenging. But this was talking more about, focusing on your skills and how to prioritize your time management, and then also talking about having the ability to understand a company's culture and whether or not you're going to be able to conduct your business and get your projects and deadlines done. So yeah, you can have a work-life balance, but you have to also know what the boundaries are and setting that tone within that interview, but not in the first interview, maybe having it in the second interview once you learn a little bit more about the job. So I'm going to put the article up so that you'll be able to go into it and read a little bit more. But that's the hot job tip, is being prepared for the interview, being confident, and then looking at some tough questions. And that tough question is about how would you answer the question about work-life balance. So, as many of you do tune in, you're hoping to find out a little bit more about the hot jobs. So we do have our hot jobs posted, as you know, on omjlc.com, and that's where you're going to be able to see the whole list of jobs that we have available for you. But today, I'm going to go over a few jobs that I think are interesting. And for those of you that can fit the job description, please be sure to look at the bottom of the screen for the number of this job ID, and then go ahead and punch that in. So this is for a skilled laborer groundsman. And this job expires in June. So, we've got just a little bit of time here where they're going to be looking for candidates. So if you have to groom your resume, take the time to do that. So this is a person who's going to support all phases of utility construction for various types of telecom projects. Now, this is an outdoor utility construction site where you're going to be going, so there's probably multiple sites that are outdoors. You're going to be having to operate and transport heavy equipment to and from the sites each day, and then build and maintain aerial and underground cable systems. Troubleshoot problems as they arise, and then also learn and train to use various tools and equipment. So this sounds like cable systems, maybe fiber optics, things of this nature. But you're going to need to read more about it to get some actual specifics. One of the things that they do bring up is that, safety is obviously going to be a qualification of the job. But they do talk about having a valid Class A CDL and a clean driving record. And there's also information that lends itself to how you can advance your career in coax splicing, fiber splicing, and directional drilling. So it sounds like this is that the company is going to invest time and effort in you to maybe learn some of these things for your professional development, which is always good because it sounds like some job security to me. And then they do have a number of benefits that can help with your own financial security, 401k match. They have some employee stock purchase plans, life insurance, short-term and long-term disability, and they even help you with a voucher for your work boots. So that's pretty awesome. They too have a health and wellness program, which offers medical, dental, and vision insurance. And then also an employee assistance program, which if you were watching the other week, we were talking about those and the value that they can bring to you as a worker. Now here we go. Work-life balance. This is built right into this particular job. So in their definition of work-life balance, we're talking about paid time off, paid holidays, family and medical leave, and bereavement leave. So again, make sure to read the article that we're going to highlight about work-life balance so that you too know what to be prepared for if that question were to come up in an interview. And for all of you dumpster truck drivers out there, we have an opportunity. This is a part-time job, and it might be great for someone who is semi-retired. I know some people are looking for part-time work. We have people coming in, or maybe it's going to be a second job for you. So this is a person that needs to be experienced dump truck driver. And the responsibility of this particular job is to be delivering and picking up dumpsters. So, those big green or blue containers you probably see behind restaurants or, retail operations. This is what I'm imagining, folks. So read on with the number below so you can learn a little bit more. It's part-time, $20 to $25 per pickup. So this rating structure of pay is a little different than you hear from most employers. Then if you're to do a delivery, it's also $20 to $25, and then $20 to $25 per drop-off at the landfill. So you're expected to work 20 to 30 hours per week. It's a day shift, Monday to Saturday. And the primary responsibility is going to be operating a roll-off. So it's a roll-off dumpster. And there's going to be a need to, do pre and post trips, submit accurate daily reports. Obviously, someone who has driving ability with safety, knowledge of safety, and then follows the safety guidelines of the road. Be able to inspect your vehicle, make sure you adhere to all traffic laws. They're looking for someone, too, that can exhibit strong problem-solving skills, critical thinking, and we've heard this on a number of, different jobs. These are the types of soft skills people are looking for. Maintain excellent communication and interpersonal skills. Now, we do need to have that valid commercial driver's license. The ability, are you ready, to operate a manual transmission. So for those of you out there who've had that experience, this could be a nice opportunity for you. They also want to make sure that you have some good knowledge of the local roads and traffic conditions, so strong navigational skills will be essential, and excellent time management. Also, the capacity to lift heavy loads and perform required physical tasks. Now, I don't have any weight restrictions on any of this, but again, this might be something that would be a question to be asked if you're fortunate to get an interview. So if you had experience operating a dump truck in the past and you have a commercial driver's license and you are able to operate a manual transmission, I would definitely call this company. They also stated that they are encouraging individuals who might have a criminal past to apply. So I think this is an employer that's open to looking at different types of individuals who are talented to enter their employment pool. I do have another position for a production supervisor, and as always, look at the screen at the bottom. You'll see that this particular job expires in July of this year, which says to me that they're really taking their time to look for the right candidate. So this is a production manager who's responsible for driving the process of continuous improvement in a production delivery procurement center. And the position takes a lead role in meeting targets of safety, quality costs, customer service, and associate satisfaction. And this is all within the production area. So you need to maintain a high level of visibility with your associates. So they're really looking for someone with a hands-on approach that's not afraid to get their hands dirty and be involved on a day-to-day basis. Promote safety and ensure a work environment. Also help associates with performance management, so provide some coaching and performance communication to support and develop the team. They also want you to be able to review production schedules and resolve problems. This is going to take that critical thinking again, so, put on your soft skills cap and figure out what talents you can bring to the table here. Ensure the desired product quality is reaching levels that achieve and are going to meet the customer's expectations. Also, you're going to need to be able to operate a computer, so you're going to be maintaining time and production records. Now, one of the things that they do highlight in this particular company is the use and understanding of the Kaizen lean manufacturing system, the 5 S's and TWI. Now, I am a person who needed to look this up because I have not worked in a production facility. So, Kaizen is a Japanese philosophy centered on continuous improvement through small incremental change involving all companies in the process. So this means that we're all in it. Everyone that's on the team is going to be responsible in this operation. So I think that's a pretty unique feature. The TWI focuses on training and developing workers, while the 5S focuses on organizing and improving the physical workspace. So both methodologies are valuable tools for improving manufacturing processes and overall efficiency. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this could become a question in an interview. And you may be asked the question of whether or not you understand what these methodologies are about and how they apply to the success of the operation. Now, what they're looking for is a person who does obviously have a high school diploma, but they do prefer a bachelor's degree, 3 to 5 years of progressively responsible supervisory and leadership experience in a manufacturing environment, previous experience in a manufacturing operation with demonstrated ability to acquire and apply manufacturing principles a plus, and demonstrated ability to work with I'm really tongue-tied here. Demonstrate ability to work with and motivate people. So there are some perks. We have medical, dental, and vision benefits. They start on day 1, which is really great. Other benefits could include PTO, paid holiday, life insurance, 401k, again, another employee assistance program, and discount programs. The real perk here, too, is tuition reimbursement. So they had taken the time to describe what full-time means, and for them, it's defined as regularly working 30-plus hours per week. It says union programs may vary depending on the collective bargaining unit. So if you're interested in learning more about an organization that puts its value into some methodologies and philosophies of how to have continuous improvement, I suggest you look into this particular job. So, I had a few people sign up for Discover You, and I hope you did have an opportunity to discover yourself. It was a great opportunity for us to talk with the apprenticeship programs to learn more about opportunities that you can think about. We had a representative here if you attended. If you did not, this was a chance to be able to learn more about how the process works, and that apprenticeships are being lined up all over our area in different areas besides the trades like finance, IT, human resources. So if you didn't have the chance to come, we still can be able to present information to you regarding these types of training opportunities, so I would check into that. If you're getting ready for your job search, workshops are available on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Just check out the screen. You'll be able to see the time and day that they are available. Resumes on Tuesday, soft skills on Wednesday, and interviewing on Thursdays. So for those of you that need to dust yourself off and get a new perspective on how to present some of your skills, we encourage you to do that. We are, going to be heading into June soon, and we're also going to be having Fatherhood Month. So I wanted to make everybody aware that you need to stay tuned on our Facebook pages. We're going to have a whole series of different events that are going to be available, as well as for veterans coming up in June. And then please make sure that you stop into the center to visit us. If there's anything that we can do to help you, our hours are Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4:30. Just remember, with Memorial Day, we will be closed. It's a recognized holiday, but we'll be open the day after. So stop by, check us out. If you didn't have a chance to discover you, we'll be happy to discover you with you, and share some of the insight on how you can develop a more meaningful job search and find opportunities that are something that you will enjoy doing for a long time. So thank you for joining us today, and have a great week. Happy job hunting.